This patch of trees is about so much more than just these trees. This patch of trees is a symbolic fight for climate justice all over the world. This is the same fight that people have fought for centuries under colonialism and racism and capitalism, and we are fighting exactly the same evil, and we need to fight them at every turn, and this is our front line. These trees are important to these communities here, to these people that live here, to the school that's right there, the council estate that's right there. We need these trees. These trees are property of the community, and these are being taken away without the consent of anybody in the community, and it's entirely ridiculous, and it leaves me lost for words that these trees are still being cut down given all the science that we know about the climate crisis, about air pollution, about the importance of green spaces like this. Now more than ever we need green spaces, because with lockdown and everything else that's going on in the world, we need places that we can go and feel connected with nature.
Filming me untangling this spaghetti junction, someone else is fucking tangling up the guy rope and then tying up. Have you not got enough other things to put on YouTube?
You want this white line?
Can I take this 1 second?
Punky, are you coming down on this white line?
Listen to the wisdom of the trees. That's what they say. That's what the wise ones say, isn't it? Wise sapiens soaking through us, just in the hour of need, just in the tick-tock while the sand's dripping and the flippity-flop and that beating of the butterfly's wind ever so quick, and the quickening times as we're on the edge of the knife point in the cloud of Karuna, Karena, Karena, Karuna, Karena, Karuna, Karena. Compassion. Is that what they whisper? But how? How do we find that everlasting, shining bright when we keep stuffing our mouths with the muffle it down? Greed and constriction. And at what point are we made to say stop? We've had enough. And where? Where else but here? Highbury Corner! We have landed in the trees. Listen to what the trees speak. Listen to what they say. Sliding words of wisdom on my beacon. Hear us daily pray. Guide us the way out the portal, perhaps, into a land more than the disease from bats. Is that really true? Or is it a manufactured war weapon? Will it be mandatory to be vaccinated in the bum?
That is the question.
That is the question on everyone's lips. They say, over my dead bodies. Is there death anyway? Is that what we're reassessing?
It's like showing off now.
People just can't be controlled. People just won't be controlled. And the trees maybe have stood by and expected it all coming. Us, the trees say this: if all the wills, if all the yearnings of all humanity have been building for a purpose that we all wish to feel satisfied, complete, to shiver out all of the energies that we bear, even the Queen, even Bush and fucking... Anyway. Then I think that will is slightly bigger than the will to, what is it? beep beep, or Durst, we mentioned the old satanistic blood baby sucking conspiracy. Is conspiracy even a disrespectful word now? It seems to imply untruth. So meanwhile, everyone, including the neighbours, have decided to join the retirement extinction rebellion to feel they're doing their bit. And
You need them all.
yeah,
You need us all,
you need
everybody.
need absolutely everybody to actually believe that the imagination is powerful and that we aren't all, we're stuffed up for the Third World War, because I think we've had enough of that story, and we as the storytellers do have a choice to believe. And partly anyway, isn't there an old...
£10,000 fine for a party.
For a what?
For a party, 10,000, isn't it?
It's £10,000 fine for a party if you don't employ them in your company, which people are doing. You can set up a company in half an hour and then employ your friends on a 0-hour contract, and then say it's and then it's a work event, or if it's educational.
So I've made this message here. If the trees
You
could
did
speak,
it at Euston first, was it?
Yes.
Okay, for
yes.
HS2.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
cool.
yeah. So, if the trees could speak, we might learn that they pity us, the unnatural world we've created that traps us in an overpackaged sea of plastic. They worry that we'll drown in it. Some trees say, let them drown before they chop us all down. They're very short-sighted, these humans, but then they don't live half as long as we do. Forgive them. Their progress is our destruction. They're on a one-way death march to an uninhabitable future.
Tell us a little bit about yourself as well, please.
Okay, about myself. I've been a painter all my life. I've always loved painting.
What kind of painting do you do?
Well, I've kept little diaries, very tiny little diaries. Travelled the world, lived in about 30 different countries.
Your favourite?
Italy, yeah. Lived in South Korea for a long time, so one of my books is in the Victoria and Albert Museum.
What's that called, please?
It's the 1997 Korea Diary by Joanne Morgan. So I kept a lot of journals. I also paint Chinaware at Cosmo China. I've been painting China for about 12 years. And I ride my bike, and I have a son who's got a girlfriend who has pink hair, but now it's blue already. Unbelievable. Pink, yellow, blue, all in the space of like 1 or 2 months.
Right.
So it's all very exciting. Yeah.
So how do you reckon this is all going to end?
Well, you know, things can go many ways, and maybe with the good way that the court case went today, maybe people will rethink, why do we need to cut trees down when we have loads of office space that is going to be sitting empty?
Exactly.
And people are working from home. There's no more commuting, or a lot less commuting.
Much less.
There's going to be a lot of empty office buildings. Leather Lane Market that serviced all the office workers in the Chancery Lane area, it's dead, and it's not coming back.
Definitely not.
Yeah. So we are we are changing, and we have to look at what we've got, assess it, and say, actually, why are we spoiling these people's playground and cutting these trees down when there's plenty of other places people can live?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We live in this property, it is our home, and we intend to stay here, but all the time there is at least one person here that any entry to an attempt to enter without our permission is a criminal offence, or any one of us who is in physical possession of opposed to entry without our permission. That if you attempt to enter by violence or by threatening violence, we will prosecute you. You may receive a sentence of up to 6 months imprisonment and or a fine of up to £5,000. If you want to get us out, you'll have to issue a claim of county court or the High Court, or produce to us written statement or certificate in terms of S.12a Criminal Law Act 1977 as inserted by Criminal Justice and Public Order Act 1994. That is, it is an offence under S.12a 8 Criminal Law Act 1977 as amended to knowingly make a false statement to obtain written statement for the purposes of S.12a. A person not guilty of such an offence may receive a sentence of up to 6 months imprisonment or a fine of up to 5,000. So
You get that when you...
this is a property. This is a home.
You do this when you're squatting the place. You have to put that notice up.
Yeah. So I thought that applied to buildings. I didn't realise this applies to a space like this. Yeah, it never occurred to me.
Had a great day in court. Basically, we won. We had the right to this appeal hearing, which was already a victory and a bonus. But we had a very fair hearing from the judge. He was, you could see he absolutely agreed with us that justice had not been done in the first instance, and so the fact that the judge determined the case last week.
Is this the same judge?
No, new judge. This is a more senior judge. So it was a deputy master before, and this was a master, so it was a more senior judge, and he was clear that the process had not been carried out properly. He called it unfortunate, regrettable at different points. So the fact that the judge made his judgment without having read our statements, even though we scrabbled around and put all the effort in to get them done. So the judge was clearly saw that was significant and important and the wrong thing to do. So on the basis of that, he has granted us leave to appeal. So we're now going to lodge an appeal. He's granted us a stay of the court order pending that appeal. And in that appeal, they will then decide whether to remit the case and send it back to the High Court, or whether to hear the actual case then as well as our grounds for appeal. So so that's really good news. So there's no eviction today, almost certainly no eviction this week.
So what kind of a time limit are you?
Well, he's asked for it to be expedited. So we need to take advice now on what that time means. And our work is not over by a long way. Because we pulled all this together at the last minute. So the solicitors that stepped in, bless them, did an amazing job. They were going to be just a post box, but they ended up working all day on it for pro bono yesterday. And they were very clear. Look, I've busted a gut getting this done, and he really did. I was on the phone to him at 8 a.m. and he was working all day on it. We'd had him over the weekend and getting him on board and briefed. So brilliant, thanks to ITN solicitors for doing that. But they were clear, should it go to appeal, you'll need another solicitors whose area of law this is and who's willing to take this work on. So now we need to put out for a solicitor to take this on so that we can take it to appeal, because we've got this amazing team with the barristers, the QC and stuff. So that's the job. First priority now is to get a solicitors on board. So if anyone knows a solicitor is willing to do this sort of civil 10 and 11 of the convention. The judge ordered a stay of the council's possession order, which therefore cannot be enforced until the appeal is determined.
Yay!
Woo! What was that reporting?
That was just Marie summarising it.
Oh, wicked. Okay.
Would you be keen on doing a celebratory photo?
Yes.
Yeah, sure, I'm up for that.
Ask anyone who wants to join in.
Who wants to join the winning set photo?
I mean, we all... I'm a cat. Why are we got loads of people?
Because they might sue us otherwise, but you've got exemptions, so that's fine. You've got medical exemptions. Don't know that.
Tall trees growing all over the forest, high in the sky and in the trees
Looking this way. Oh, that's great. Perfect. Looking this way. And then some sort of celebration.
And again.
Yeah, move forward. Yeah. Thank you. And again. Perfect. Well done.
This result means here.
So this result means that that the trees have been able to be here for a little bit longer. It also means that there is some sort of justice within the court system, which is really important, and we hold on to that because every now and again we get a good case that is fought on our behalf, which is
Well,
really
you deserve it after the last judgment, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean we deserve it because we fight every day as well. So if it's not, the council, it's HS2, it's all these different things. So it's really important that we note that there is some justice within the court system as well, and it means that there's going to be a longer sense of community here. People are coming together in this this really, really dark COVID place. For something really, really
You
effective.
need more people to come there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, definitely. So like more people here, more people at Euston. These are just local to London. So that's what it means to me.
Here, this is the first day because all summer I was tree protesting for different trees, and we stayed and stayed.
Where were you before this?
In Highgate, Queenswood.
Okay.
And we stayed and stayed every day for 7 weeks, and we won. So the trees saved. So the trees were saved. So today I heard about this, so I thought I'd come down here and stay here till these trees are safe.
Good for you, man. I didn't even know about the ones in Highgate.
Highgate, Queenswood, yeah, it was in. There's even an article in the Ham and High about it. It was on the Jeremy Vine show, just letting the world know that they wanted to cut down our trees, but we stopped them.
I represented Pundit Ward between 78 and 82.
So you've got the history of the trees.
I've got the history of the place, yeah.
What do you think of saving the trees?
Well, I think they're doing a great job. Unfortunately, I think they probably lose in the end. But something's got to be done because we have the ratio of green space to buildings is the lowest in Islington than any other UK council. And all we've been hearing about. Well, Johnson today has just launched his green initiative, and here we are, a Labour council in Islington, chopping down trees, said because this is not a used space. Well, it could be a used space if they made it a lot prettier and put some seats here. It's a ridiculous situation.
And Tony said I'd be willing to donate to put a seat
I'll
in.
buy a damn seat. I said to Large earlier as well, there's such an inequality. I've got sympathy with the Islington Council because there's such inequality in this country. The Tories over the last 10 years have taken money from the Labour councils and given it to Tory councils in the south east and south west. The north has suffered terribly as a result of cuts. So I've got sympathy with Islington but they should not be building luxury flats on an area like this when we are so short of green space.
Their argument is that it's a number of social housing.
Well, you're building social housing on the back. I'm disappointed with the Labour Party. My grandfather will be turning over in his grave.
Do you think the Islington Council are really taking into account the seriousness of the climate?
I don't think they are. Greta Thunberg might not have done all she's done as far as the Islington Council is concerned. You cannot be losing green space like this.
Unless people start getting behind us and saying no.
You want a lot more people to come here?
Yeah.
A lot more.
As many as humanly possible, yeah.
I thought there would be a lot of people here today, but I was a bit disappointed.
Especially from the borough. If everybody come from the borough, it would certainly help, wouldn't it? The council would have to listen then, wouldn't
You'd have some chance.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, it is really all for the greater good,
I know.
If you could have seen what they had here originally, the first group that was there, I thought it was beautiful. People from the community, they was inviting people in, they was turning it into a lovely little area for children and families. And instead they're going to whack a nice big apartment block in here and make lovely. A few quid. Such is life.
Such is life. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Have a good one, my friend. Thank you.